your calls on whether teenagers should be banned from gaming. 0207 A landmark study has looked into gaming and the impact it has on young people. The results are shocking. It says 1 in 10 boys will get into problem gaming. That's where it leads to problems in daily life, including school, relationships, mental health and so on. The research revealed that 12 years is the key age, after which, if excessive gaming continues, there's a greater risk of problems later. So do we need to nip it in the bud? What do you think, Lynn?
Yeah, I think it is a problem. I think when you look at the stats and the research, it's not necessarily gaming as a blanket statement. It's more the types of games and how long young people are spending on games. And the problem with that, it's linked to aggression, again, depending on the games, but also a lack of social skills from young people. We see not just gaming, but devices in general. It's cutting down their ability to communicate in person with people. And when I've worked with young people as well, especially when it comes to knife crime, it's getting younger and they're completely desensitized. When you're looking at the types of knives, and if you're playing violent games, you will struggle between reality and fiction.
Yeah, what do you think? Because you're dad to Fletcher.
I think that's a load of rubbish.
Okay.
Is your son a gamer?
Because every generation, whether it's movies, games, whatever, someone says, oh, they're going to be violent, they're going to be this. If you are a well-adjusted individual, you know that you're not supposed to be walking around stabbing somebody. We grew up with Grand Theft Auto and we don't walk around shooting people because we know there's a difference between fantasy and reality. I think the issue that particularly boys, because it's prevalent with boys, is the online element of it rather than the gaming. And I do think that is an issue and that should be monitored. But that is the parent's responsibility to make sure that you know what your child is up to, who they're speaking to, what kind of, are they playing age-appropriate
But what about
games?
just you mentioned Grand Theft Auto, which I used to play, actually, fun enough as well. In the end, I became, as a 25-year-old, addicted to it, and I had to take the CD out of the tower of my Microsoft PC and smash it with a hammer.
But that's the thing. I think Keegan is coming from a place of privilege. When you just said that, you know, a balanced individual should know you shouldn't go around... A lot of these young people are growing up in single-parent homes where life is expensive, the mother is having to have 2 jobs, and the boy is consistently, as soon as he gets in from school, is playing far too much violent games. When we grew up, similar age group, I'm assuming, it wasn't as prevalent to play for hours and hours and hours.
Is it violence, or is it just the fact that you are staring at a screen and the screen is not real? Is that because that just causes the brain?
They're more realistic and they're more violent.
People were playing on games for hours when we were growing up.
They weren't realistic as much as they are now. They were not.
But again, it's like saying, like, kids know the difference between a cartoon and real life. Like, it's part of parenting to explain that. And I understand what you're saying. There are parents who don't have as much time, and so putting things in like limits on things, you could use that as an option. But I think to just say carte blanche, kids under 16 can't play on games,
right.
especially
what about this for an argument? I was recently
extreme.
looking into the childhood of Agatha Christie. What made Agatha Christie the greatest writer of all time?
Grand Theft Auto.
What she didn't. All she had, she said, the only toy she had was a hoop. And every summer, she would literally stand in the garden going like that. And because there was nothing else to do, she became a great writer. She used her imagination. I went round to friends a couple of years ago who had a teenage son. For a week, we stayed for the weekend. We don't even know what the guy looks like. Yeah. He was in his bedroom for the whole week. He didn't come and say hello.
It's really bad.
He didn't. And also, why is Ed Sheeran a good guitarist? His explanation: he didn't have a TV.
But then that's the parents to say, right, you've had enough time on the computer.
But why don't you say to Fletcher, every minute you spend on Grand Theft Auto or whatever it is, I want you to spend on the harpsichord. No, because you can't. Because then he's going to be playing concerts by the age of 20.
Because then you get kids who grow up into adults who've been forced into doing things that they actually don't want to do.
I don't think we realise how real things are. Even with AI games, that young boy committed suicide because he befriended an AI character. When we were growing up, we would have never dreamed to listen to something on the computer. We're not realising how real. I don't know
whether, because we have had... I'm going to take Keegan's side. We've had this for years. We had, around the time of Jamie Bulger, it's a particular VHS video, VHS that someone had hired from Blockbusters called Chucky 2 or something, which had inspired... So-called, do you remember that? Nasty... What was it called? Video Nasties. That was the whole thing back then. Prior to that, when I was a kid, I was told if you sit too close to the TV, you'll go blind. Literally, it was never true. None of it was true.
I do think that you know, there are kids who have, and there are kids and there are people who have, you know, genuine mental illnesses and social disorders, and gaming or any kind of media, like Jeremy was saying, might exacerbate that. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that if they had an underlying issue, they had an underlying issue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get a call. Steve is in North Warwickshire. Should we stop teenagers from gaming? Steve.
Morning, Jeremy. Morning. Panel. Keegan's got some good points. I've been gaming. I'm 50 now. I've been gaming since I was 6 or 7 years old.
How are you doing? How's your mental health?
I'm good. I'm still enjoying gaming.
Right.
I might not be as fast as I used to be, but I'm gaming. I'm enjoying it. It improves dexterity. It's sociable.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a bad side to it, but like Keegan said, you understand that games aren't reality.
Are you playing Call of Duty?
I play Battlefield myself.
Battlefield.
I'm a bit older.
What do you play it on? Your PlayStation or what?
Xbox.
Xbox.
How many hours are you spending? How many hours are you spending a day?
I'm probably, well, I'm autistic, so it probably helps me give them a focus. I get up, well, I try to get up every hour. If I play for like 3 hours, I'll get up every hour, have a walk round, go outside, then come back to it.
Okay, well, listen, well done. I mean, I gather the sign is when you use a bucket to relieve yourself. That's a sign of. That's what the kids are doing.
Oh.
No,
that's a sign of addiction. Steve, I hope you get through it.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay.
Well done. But I mean, no one's ever got mentally unwell through looking out the window. That's the key thing. Back in the day, when I was growing up, if you need entertaining, you should look out the window.
And that entertained you.
Yeah. What was wrong with that? Seriously. No, I've lost you now. even Lin has bailed on me. Amy in London. Should we stop teenagers gaming?
Good morning, everyone. No, absolutely not. And I completely agree with everything the gentleman on your panel said. Everything he said. I was basically going to say the same thing.
Right.
It's up to parents to be responsible how much time that they allow their children on these things. I've got a 16-year-old. He'd be on it day and night if it was up to him. I work, we have a set, routine, structure, discipline. Weekends when he's about to when I know he'll probably be on it longer, we get our bikes out. I say we're going for a bike ride, fresh air, exercise.
That's it.
Regular breaks when he's at home at weekend. Regular breaks, do an activity, play a board game. It's parenting. I'm sorry, but you can't ban it. I grew up gaming. He loves it. It's fun and it can be enjoyed as a family as well. You can't ban it. But
no. All right. Well, you're obviously a very good mum. So I think it's a lovely to say, right, we're now going outside for a bicycle. And actually, we have the combination. I'm sure it's
moderation.
Fun. Yeah, moderation.
Easier said than done.
It is easier said. And also dealing with addiction is virtually impossible. Amy, thank you. After the break, it's the papers and everything else, including...